Time.
Prime time. What time is it? Showtime, prime time.
It's XL Prime Time, featuring Joe C.
I reduced my toilet paper down to 3 squares.
Matt Hayes.
Big asses and big thighs, yeah.
And Leon Searcy.
Bringing you love, peace, and soul.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
This is the perfect day to figure out whether they got big behinds and big thighs because the Jacksonville Jaguars have completed the 2026 NFL Draft, which leads us to, fellows, beginning our mock draft for 2027. Do you have yours ready to go? Are you going to go ahead and start making selections for 2027? Oh, I don't know. Maybe the ones that we thought they would make in 2026. I guess we have a year to figure all of that out. But the NFL draft is complete, including your Jacksonville Jaguars. As I told Jaguars today earlier, Dane Brugler rates it as the worst of the 32 NFL franchises. We'll give you some reasons why. But we're going to look at it from all sorts of different angles, and we got a beautiful view with this angle inside the clubhouse of the Golf Club of Southampton, fellas, right now as we are out here at the Coastal Equipment Guggen Open.
Yeah, beautiful tourney. Good weather.
Yeah.
Nice and breezy, not too cold. A little nip in the air.
A little bit.
Wear a jacket. You're good to go.
You better wear a jacket.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, E's out there hitting shots off the top of the hill over at 9 onto the practice chipping and putting area. And so everyone's fired up and ready to go today. Jack O'Brien, our tournament director, has done a killer job, as always.
Listen, I come in, I park in the back.
Yeah.
I see E.T. He's calling shots, bro.
Come on.
He's calling shots. I can hear him. I can hear him sitting up at the tees calling shots where it's going to land.
Oh, yeah. Talking trash, I know he is.
Let me just tell you how this day is going to go today,
Yeah,
right?
all
Before
right.
we even get started.
here we
All right.
Before we even get started,
I needed pickles.
I walk in and Leon says to me, bro, I'm going to need some fried pickles for this.
He was already ready to go. I said, let me get some fried pickles before we get started.
All right, so
kind of day.
let's use the fried pickles from the kitchen here at the Golf Club of Southampton, which is the regular home of the 9 after 5, the regular home of our Toys for Tots XL Primetime Christmas. So we say thanks to Derek and Willie and the entire group. That's the DeStefanos with all the vowels except you. Willie's over there waving. He made his appearance on the drill earlier today. Superstar.
Nice.
Superstar Willie DeStefano. So we are hanging out here, and so the kitchen was open for Leon only as he ordered the fried pickles.
I appreciate it. I really do.
Always open for Leon. Always.
So we will definitely be talking with a fried pickle in hand. So did you need a fried pickle to get through the draft, basically? What are your initial thoughts?
I enjoyed the draft. I mean, I enjoyed the whole draft, and I watched the whole draft. Even broke bread with Hacker on Saturday.
Nice.
You know, at the watering hole to finish up the
We're
draft.
all man's men here, right?
Yes,
It's basically the only time you get him to come out and smoke a cigar.
That is true.
Yeah.
I did.
It is, right?
Yeah,
It's 100% the truth.
Yeah, listen, I enjoyed the whole draft. I enjoyed the raw emotion of the draft because I was situated in that about 34 years ago. I did cry, not on camera. And it was just something about the kids believing in it. Thank you, JJ. I appreciate it.
Emotion.
It's something about the kids believing in themselves since they were little, how they dreamt themselves of being in this position where they get drafted, not necessarily just in the first round, but just drafted all together.
You know, it's funny because what you said the other day was that with the NIL, maybe the guys that
the
are
wow
there.
factor. The wow factor is a little bit out the door because a lot of these kids now are coming into colleges and universities already making money. And then I just remember when I played, my first opportunity to pay off my parents' mortgage, get me a place, get me a car, was when I made it to the NFL. A lot of these kids are already situated like that now, coming out of high school because they're making, $1 million here, $2 million there, 3, 4, 5 million.
Which is nuts.
Which is crazy.
But you saw that on Saturday.
I saw it on Saturday. What I saw on Saturday is just a relief of a lot of kids getting drafted.
True.
They didn't care. They just wanted to see their name flash up on their TV amongst their family and enjoy and embrace the whole situation.
Yeah.
I love all of that. There's no doubt, and I think it's nice. It's the feel-good story. But let's get down to brass tacks.
You ready to bludgeon already?
Let's get down to brass tacks. You had 4 picks in the top 100, and not one of them will start for you next year.
Well, all right. So if you use that as your backdrop, okay, what are you saying? What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, listen, I love the guard from Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but unless something crazy happens, he's not starting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree. But he's a big kid, physical kid, who can play both positions at guard. He can put. I think he's the type of kid where he can give either one of those guards a run for their money as a rookie.
I would agree with that,
Yeah.
and I like him. But I'm just saying, unless something weird happens, none of those 4 guys are starting.
Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to say, I like your observation. The first thing I'm going to say is that I had 4 in the top 100 on defense primarily in a lot of my mocks. I might have taken an interior offensive lineman, but primarily I was looking at a guy who could rush the passer, an off-the-ball defender, and you know what I wanted more than anything else, an interior defensive lineman to impact the quarterback, to impact the pocket. Now, when it's all said and done, you take a look at the construction of this draft, and just in order, okay, they went tight end, defensive line. So at the very least, the defensive line with Albert Regis is addressing one of my main concerns, and we will take a good look at him. Interior offensive lineman with Emmanuel Pregnan. You guys remember when Emmanuel E to the T was producing our show when JJ was over in Italy with his beautiful bride? And I had in my mock Emmanuel Pregnan. And someone texts in and goes, wait a minute, did you just say Emmanuel got somebody pregnant? Is that what you just said? And so at the very least, I had him at that right around that selection. You can be and moan about it and say, hey, what are you thinking when you go with the next player, which is a safety, and then you come back and get a tight end on Saturday after already drafting a tight end, and you still haven't drafted a linebacker. You go get 2 more wide receivers to add to that room. At that point, you are kind of shaking your head just a little.
Edge.
Yeah, exactly. And they went and got one. Now, what do we know about Wesley Williams? We don't know a whole lot about him. Decent number of tackles for loss. You're definitely going to give him some credit there. But, Matt, when you saw that one come off the board, what were you thinking?
The whole thing was strange. Again, but these guys, they're 13-4 in their first year.
Yeah.
So they've earned the capital. They've earned the right to make these decisions.
Sure.
And make these picks, and you got to say, all right, well, here we go. Now, it doesn't mean we can't argue about it, and we can't complain that, you're taking guys that other people wouldn't have taken until the 5th round.
Right.
You can certainly say that. To me, it was just strange. The whole draft was strange. I think you could argue, not even argue, 3 of the first 4 picks were way overdrafted.
I don't know whether to believe any of these rankings because this is kind of what we do.
And I get it. I know. Yeah. And let me interrupt real quick. Yeah. I get it. Everybody has their own board.
Exactly.
I understand all of that. Everybody sees players differently. But you're talking about you watch these guys too, right?
Oh, yeah.
You watch these guys play.
And that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Like you have a massive hole. But again, we were talking about this last week. We think they have a hole at linebacker, right?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you take Anthony Hill? The problem is
and he was on the board.
Maybe he was on the board when you took the tight end. But maybe they like Ventrell Miller.
Very possible.
Maybe they think Ventrell Miller's going to slide right in there and everything's going to be great.
Yeah.
No letdown at all.
Extremely possible.
Yeah, I said before the draft that if we didn't get a D-tackle, linebacker, and an edge in the first 3 picks, I was going to implode. I did. Y'all just didn't see it. I tore up a lot of stuff, all right? I was in my emotions, even went on Twitter. Probably shouldn't have said what I said, but I said it.
Is that why you were crying?
No, I wasn't crying, man. But I'm just saying, this team knows, listen, you respond to your last game. Your last game was you couldn't get Josh Allen off the field. And why is that? Because you couldn't apply any pressure on him. Really, any real necessary pressure on them. Hell, you couldn't stop one wide receiver from going 12 for 12. So even if I saw a corner come off the board, I would have been okay. I would have been okay with it. But I wanted to see defense. I wanted to see edge, D-tackle, and linebacker.
And where you're exposed. Or as Cohen said, the stink.
The stink. Okay, I was going to say the exact same thing because – and it's interesting, and Ryan O'Halloran probably feels pretty dang good about his exchange with Liam Cohen when Liam said that winning is a great deodorant. It covers up the stink. And then when Ryan O'Halloran immediately asked him at the owners meeting, by stink do you mean the run game? And he said 100%. So they want to run the football. They want this 13 personnel. And look, Mike and Tony were going off as far as the decision that they made with that particular pick. Are you going to use a second-round pick that high, your first pick of the draft? First time Jacksonville's ever not been in the first round. This was a different feeling when you went and said, I'm going to line up another physical tight end to go along with Brenton Strange, and we're going to get in 13 personnel, and we're going to try and run the football.
Yeah, but this kid doesn't even set the edge well. I mean, 6'7", 245. He's a big body. Just the notes that I pulled off on him is that that he doesn't even set the edge well. I mean, he's a big body. I mean, it says despite his pedestrian productivity over the 5 years, his tape shows an ability to challenge man coverage.
Okay.
That's all. But the numbers don't say. You just don't go, in my opinion.
Right.
All right. And listen, over there, they don't care what our opinion is. I mean, they believe they're hype. All right, and it's our job to crush it. I'm saying that you just don't spend a 56 pick overall on a run blocking tight end.
I agree.
No real productivity catching the football.
That's the first thing that popped for me, because if you are, as we said, 13-4 does give you some capital in the city. You have done a killer job. I am a Jimmy Gladstone's believer. I love what Liam Cohen does along with his entire staff in terms of getting a lot out of players. Tony Boselli has had an impact, a really big impact in saying, hey, this is how we want to be identified. This is who we want to be. We want to be physical. We want to be sharp. We want to be disciplined, and we want to kick some tail. And so all those things we have seen over the 13-4 record. Yeah. But it goes back to what you just said. Did you make the necessary plays with the guys that you had on the football field when you had a chance to win a playoff game at home against the Buffalo Bills?
Because that's the last thing you remember. The last thing I saw, my eyes can't unsee what I saw in the fourth quarter. We couldn't get Josh out. With the lead, could not get Josh Allen off the field.
Yeah.
And
really, that's
all
it.
variables in play. D tackle, linebacker, edge rush.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys hit us with on the text line 641-1010, right. Designed by Lifetime Enclosures. All right, so you'll get into the
yes. We got a lot to get into today.
Yeah. Give me that tease coming up that we will get into every bit of what this football team did or didn't do, and it's a day for you to react, reflect, rip, or give some respect to this football team in the front office. 641-1010. Hit the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. We are hanging out at the beautiful golf club of Southampton. This is the last big event here before the renovation begins. So the Coastal Equipment Guggen Open is cranking right now. And a lot of fans out there, along with everybody that stays involved with 1010XL on a regular basis, enjoying the day. We will keep it rolling right here on XL Primetime.
XL Primetime. Driven by Big Number 1 Duval Ford. Elite service for elite companies. Some people can't handle the truth.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled.
Some people only want the truth.
You want answers? I want the truth.
Rick Ballou.
And the truth.
The Truth Teller.
Shall set you free.
Evenings on 1010XL.
And that concludes the Josie Jack of All Trades show. Tune in next week where I'll be installing my own French drain.
Joe, wake up, man.
Hey, John, I must have dozed off.
We finished those projects you started.
Whoa, my seamless gutters are actually seamless.
And they're connected into underground PVC drain lines.
And my sprinklers. Wow, look at that coverage.
Next time, just call me first, Joe.
I will, but I ain't singing that song.
Clear water irrigation
and drainage too.
At G&H Tires and Service, the G stands for great pricing. The H, well, that means honest service. For over 20 years, Roger and his team have helped Jacksonville drivers stay safe on the road. Need brakes, oil change, AC not blowing cold? Well, how about a super affordable $36 oil change? Affordable brake jobs, AC checks before summer hits, alignments for all these construction roads, and even free check engine light inspections. Locally owned, community driven. G&H Tires and Service on Beach Boulevard.
If you've been searching for answers to your quarterback questions, he's the lighthouse to guide you home.
I'm Denny Thompson, and they call me the quarterback whisperer.
He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drill. Wrapped up by George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
Feel the power. Hear the legend. One Night of Queen, performed by Gary Mullen and the Works.
You ready for this? Are you hanging on the edges?
The look, the sound, the electrifying showmanship of one of rock's greatest bands. One Night of Queen, April 29th at Florida Theater. Get your tickets now at floridatheater.com.
When you're injured, you need more than legal advice. You need someone who truly cares. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, I take pride in what we do. You're never just another case. We take the time to listen, guide you through the process, and fight for your recovery every step of the way. And remember, you pay nothing unless we win. Zip, nada, nothing. Learn more at CampioneLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville and St. Augustine.
Count on Campion, Campion Law.
The River City Rumble returns to Harmon Stadium for a baseball battle with North Florida and Jacksonville University, Friday, May 1st through Sunday, May 3rd. You won't want to miss a minute of crosstown rivalry action when the Ospreys host the Dolphins the first weekend in May with the Frangie Show live at Harmon Stadium Friday, May 1st from 4 to 6. Get your tickets, call 904-620-BIRD or visit unfospreys.com/buy tickets now.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
When my dad tore his meniscus skiing, he was told that surgery was the only fix. But surgery meant giving up his hobbies, so we went to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. They specialize in non-invasive treatments that get you back to fighting shape. My dad got a platelet-rich plasma, or PRP, injection. It took a fraction of the time to heal, and now he's back to doing what he loves.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
Let's decide a winner. Fourth in the game. Reed, rush comes. Reed pumps, fires. It is caught. Nate Borkacher brings it in and ties the game.
He was working in man coverage against Drake Bowen. And Borkacher, the blocking tight end, makes the catch of the ball game for A&M.
Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
Whenever you work that phrase in, what was it?
Blocking tight end.
You know that's how they identify him. And Nate Borkacher with a huge play as a, quote, blocking tight end against JJ. What did you describe this as?
One of my favorite plays of the season.
Against Notre Dame.
Right. Any Notre Dame loss.
Yeah. So he's loving that part of it. But
kept him out of the playoffs, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
That got Miami in.
Yeah. And how many points were scored in that game? Like
82, 83?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
42-41, is that what it was? It was a big back and forth ball game. That's for sure. And Borkacher getting in on the action with the 42 points that were being scored. So XL Primetime, hanging out at the Golf Club of Southampton. It's my golf home. You guys know that, especially the home of the 9 after 5. And happy to host the Coastal Equipment Guggen Open this year. And the renovations will begin very soon. We'll be telling you all about that a little more as we go along each week. But today is about the NFL, the Jaguars, the draft. It's all in the books now. So where are they going to go from here? You just heard the highlight. So listen to what Liam Cohen has to say about their number 1 pick. I'm just going to keep calling it that because it was the first pick that they had in this draft. It came at pick 56, but here's Liam Cohen on the vision of using the blocking tight end.
We definitely got tougher tonight. The type of player, type of person that we're trying to hunt up here. Attitude, toughness, mentally and physically tough. I think has a lot more in his body than was probably displayed throughout the season when they were throwing the ball a lot to those wideouts and Concepcion and those guys. When every opportunity he had, throughout the offseason process to go put it on tape that he could and that there was that in his body and that he did have those capabilities, it showed up in a major way. So, yeah, I did have a vision, or I guess, at night, so I guess it's a dream, that, yeah, we were taking him. I don't remember where it was at or what pick or anything. I just remember that it was somebody that we've had a lot of for a long time, and then you saw that run of tight ends go, and so kind of glad we did it.
So when he says, I don't remember exactly where we selected him, does that mean he didn't picture him at 56?
Well, there didn't need to be a vision. He was going to be there at 56.
It was an undrafted free agent vision.
Right.
Yeah.
You took an undrafted free agent at 56.
Yeah,
he's going to be there.
Yeah, because he's basically saying, and this is the only thing that kind of haunted me just a little bit. Like I said, this front office, that coaching staff has made a hell of a lot more out of one season than a lot of other GMs and coaches have. So I'm going to probably keep saying that as well. But I would always laugh at the line, and it would either be Gene Smith, might have been JDR, could have been Dave Caldwell. They would always come to the podium.
Or Trent Baalke.
Yeah, exactly. Trent, he would come to the podium and goes, I couldn't believe he was still there when it was our turn to choose. We didn't think we'd have an opportunity to draft him, but he was still there. And so, yeah, that guy could have been there for a minute, for an hour, for a day, for a weekend. You don't know how long he would have lasted.
Amazingly, it happened all 10 times with the Jags this draft.
Yeah, so that's the only
all
thing.
10 times.
Right.
And that's straight from James Gladstone's mouth.
Yeah.
All 10 times the guy they wanted was there.
That's scary. Honestly.
No, that's just great. You know what that is? That's great analysis of who you're drafting, what you want, what you need. They're right on it, man.
Well, and
on it.
They did say that there was the alignment that you're always looking for, and that's everybody thinking in lockstep as what they want to do.
Here's my issue with this, okay, real quick. Yeah. Your rival, your number one chief rival, and possibly could be seen as your biggest obstacle to getting to the Super Bowl, the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Their first 4 picks. You ready for this?
Yeah, bring it.
Keelan Rutledge, the guard from Georgia, a first-rounder, no doubt about it. Jags didn't have a first-rounder. I understand all that, okay? Second pick, Caden McDonald, the massive DT from Ohio State.
Yeah.
He fell. They got him, okay? Third pick, Marlon Klein, the massive tight end from Michigan, 6'6", 260.
So
hang on, three picks after the Jaguars.
Right.
A guy that has proven at the elite Power 5 level that he can catch a ball.
Well,
okay, and then the fourth pick, Favici and Waiwu from Oklahoma, a guard, a big thigh guard.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing is, Matt, if you say it in that monotone, of course it's going to sound better that they made the better picks than us, okay? Because I know
it's all in the delivery.
It's all in delivery, all right? Listen, I don't agree that they drafted well. Absolutely, I don't agree. Because all this loving that he's tough, and I dreamed about him, not buying it, okay?
He dreamed about it.
He dreamed about
picking
it.
him Saturday afternoon.
Listen, the commentator said it. He said a run blocking tight end. That's what we spent a second round pick on. Yeah. Hell, you know what? If you want to boost up your run game and you're going to run, you can run heavy set and maybe get your offensive lineman and put them there with your blocking tight end.
Here's a thought: a better interior three.
There you go, that part.
Which does go back to what Houston did do. They had identified problems as what? Offensive line.
Yeah, they did.
Defensive
line.
What
did they do? They addressed it. And so, all right, off the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. The Jags are playing Texans twice, probably 3 times per year for the foreseeable future. Telling me that another blocking tight end isn't worth a 56 pick? Really? If the Texans got him 3 picks later, Jags would be effed, and we wouldn't even know it yet. Okay, fine.
Or the Texans got the guy they wanted 3 picks after the Jaguars, who's as big as Borkature, and it's shown at the Power 5 level that he can catch the ball.
Yeah, he's more productive.
Yeah. And so, look, you can interpret it any different way you want. None of us are going to be right or wrong right now.
No.
And I love what I saw primarily from this coaching staff this past season to make players players that had been basically given up on, turn them into
100%
really productive players, which turned them into nice free agent gets for other football teams.
Joe, that's the outlier.
Yeah, but I still want to see the guys that are drafted by this front office, and I'm a Jimmy Gladstone's man. I'm a AKA Harry Potter guy, but I want to see what it turns into. And if they run the ball, they control the clock, they maul people, that's all fine and good if that's how it goes.
Marlon Klein
Yeah.
with a 40-inch vertical going up and getting that 50-50 ball, okay?
Yeah. Look, he's a good player.
6'6", 260 at the combine.
Right. And I'm just looking here real quick if I can find it, just as far as the difference between we can take any of these guys, Dane Brugler being a fairly well-respected guy, okay?
Right.
When it comes to breaking down the draft, and he ranks all...
A former NFL scout, by the way, and a guy who was interviewed for GM positions.
Yeah, he ranks all of the NFL draft classes from all the teams, and he put Jacksonville last. He said his favorite pick was Emmanuel Pregnon, the guard out of Oregon, and he hypes...
A no-brainer, an absolute no-brainer at that point.
He hypes him, and he was... Of the value rankings, the more accepted value rankings, he was the one that was rated the highest, that was picked after where he was
Here's another thing where I'm calling BS.
Whereas the other ones were ranked or rated lower than where Jacksonville selected.
Here's another thing I'm calling BS on. They knew Emmanuel Pregnon was going to be right there in the third round. A guy who a lot of people had a first-round grade on.
Yeah,
Come on, give me a break, man.
All you know is that you want to have choices that you like when you get to the selection that you're at, but the other ones would have been there for a minute. Like I said, a minute, an hour, a day, a weekend. But Pregnon, I like that pick. 11-inch hands, 6'4", 314 pounds. He is a Leon-esque looking dude.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, even though he's guard Leon.
Here's exactly. NFL scout, ultra durable and experienced, prototypical frame for downhill blocking. He'll be an immediate impact at the run blocking position, plug and play starter.
Wait, were you talking? Did you say Brugler or Jeremiah?
No, Brugler.
Brugler, right.
Yeah.
Jeremiah's a former NFL scout.
Yeah, Daniel Jeremiah, definitely.
Right.
So Brugler has been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
But it's just like we use PFF. I rip the stats that don't support my argument. I argue for the stats that do support my argument.
I guess, yeah.
And so we don't know whether these analysts are going to be more right, more wrong than the guys in the front office of the scouting department and James Gladstone ultimately making the decision. But I do want to see a good football team. Okay, and it still boils down to when you're in a crunch time situation and you cannot get to the passer, you cannot collapse the pocket the way you need to, you cannot get a quarterback in an uncomfortable situation where he makes a mistake. That's the part that I'm still wanting to see, if they have a solution for that.
Well, they had to have a conversation with Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker because they're doubling down on them.
And you've been consistent.
I have to be doubling down on it because I want to edge. I want to edge early, urge D tackle, something that's going to force the pocket. I mean, a 6'1", 230-pound, that does nothing for me. I mean, it does nothing for me. 6'1", 230, defensive tackle that can play the 1 or the 3. That does nothing for me as far as applying pressure on the quarterback. Yeah, can he get in the rotation is the question.
Right.
I mean, so they're doubling down on our so-called bookends getting it done this year as far as getting out to the pass rusher.
All right.
Which I don't trust.
I think it's not just that they're doubling down on Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines Allen. I think they're doubling down on everything they got on the roster right now at edge. That's what they're doubling down on.
True. The
Because
four
when you-
guys, a four-man rotation right now.
Yeah, that's
Okay, so there's a bunch on the text line that we need to get to and just try and at least deliver some thoughts as to what you guys are reacting to with the decisions that this front office and this team made. So let's do that. 641-1010. You guys can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. We would love to hear from you. You can jump in the YouTube chat. You can just watch the stream as we are hanging out at the Golf Club of Southampton. We're in the beautiful clubhouse area. Renovations are starting on this golf course as they will renovate the greens, teeing areas, do a lot of different things around the greens complex. So looking forward to all that. But how about this one, Leon? I want some fried pickles, but for some reason, I cannot reach them. Can you get me some fried pickles?
Reach in all caps. Reach.
Yeah, exactly.
Reach.
Yeah, and he's talking about Jimmy Gladstone, whether or not he might have reached for a few of them, SMH, with his picks. So let's get into a little bit more as far as what y'all are reacting to with this year's draft class. It is XL Primetime.
XL Primetime.
Driven by Duval Ford. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. You know, my whole family was impressed with the closets we got from Closets by Design. And I'm confident that any mom would love her own calm, organized space from Closets by Design. They design solutions for every lifestyle and budget. Call them this week to schedule your free in-home consultation and get 40% off, plus another 15% off and free installation. Don't wait for mom to do it. Call now, 1-800-293-3744 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Calling all poker players. It's tournament time at Best Bet, and the action is hot. Kick off the month with a single-day stack $30,000 guarantee at Best Bet St. Augustine on May 3rd. Then take your chance at Orange Park with the $400 $40,000 guarantee Greater Orange Park Open on May 9th. Wrap it all up on Memorial Day weekend in Jacksonville with a $400 no-limit hold'em with 6 flights and $200,000 guarantee. See all the details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Out here, we hear your speed before we see you. Wind that rocks us.
Cars drifting toward us.
This isn't just a road, it's our workplace. Slow down.
Keep your distance.
Stay focused. Your choices matter.
Let's get everyone home safely.
Learn more about the Florida Department of Transportation's Target Zero initiative at WorkZoneSafetyFL.com.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances. That's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call now for your free evaluation and see if multi-unit hair grafting or PRP can restore your hair. Call 904-777-IHRS.
My bald spots are gone. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS is the only clinic in the Southeast to offer all proven solutions to restore your hair and is now offering multi-unit hair grafting. One procedure, more hair.
You've got nothing to lose but more hair. I feel younger, I look younger, and who doesn't want to feel better about themselves?
This year, grow your hair back. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-4477.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Take away my worries of today and leave tomorrow behind.
Yeah, I did have a vision, or I guess, at night, so I guess it's a dream, that, we were taking them. I don't remember what, where it was at or what pick or anything. I just remember that it was somebody that we've had a lot of likes for a long time, and then you saw that run of tight ends go, and so kind of glad we did it.
Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
Liam Cohen, the Dreamweaver.
Hey.
just getting in. And look, I have a hard and fast rule. I try not to dream about dudes. I will occasionally have a Leon Searcy signing, a big Matt Hayes or JJ. You guys will occasionally pop in, but it's a hard and fast rule. And so,
but we're just side characters in the dream. It's not about
you're right.
us.
Exactly. You come in and out. Like the
I'm
other
not sure
day,
I want to know what that dream is.
Yeah,
JJ.
but the other day, and like this is like I told you guys, I think. Since I told you guys that I never remember my dreams, I'm occasionally remembering little bits and pieces. And somehow, some way, JJ came up with the most incredible peanut butter chocolate chip cookie I've ever had.
Wow.
JJ did.
He did. And it's just still in my head. And I don't have any idea what the rest of the dream was about at all.
Wow. You know what? That motivates me to start baking cookies.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll bring some in this week.
Yeah, future father.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly. Girl dad.
And the next thing you know, you will be a baker.
Yeah. Well, Liam had to have that dream on Thursday night. We needed him to have that dream on Friday. Have the dream on Friday. We pick him up on Saturday. I'm okay with it.
Fifth round.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So let me ask you this, and you guys just immediate reaction. The way Liam said that, and he kind of added in there. I would like, whatever the thought is, that there was a run on tight ends. I knew we might be able to have a chance to pick him somewhere, but then there was a run on tight ends, so I'm glad we got him. I'm paraphrasing. Was he channeling Sean McVay and Les Snead? Like a little disagreement as to when you should have selected that guy?
Well, I mean, you got to remember, coaching staffs are also salesmen. I mean, they're going to believe in their product until it fails. They're gonna tell us over and over again how great this thing was until we see it fall flat on its face.
They also want to make sure the player thinks that they are all in.
True. They got to prop them up.
Exactly.
That's
We
true.
were dreaming about you, son.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that is the
smooching on
salesman part of it,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so
there was one tight end picked in the first round, Sadiq.
Yeah.
There was another tight end picked at 54, Stowers. That's it.
Right.
Where was the run?
Well,
It was
I think
coming.
maybe- I think maybe they're looking at the evaluation that they had for the guy. I'm not going to make excuses for them at all. I think when it's all said and done, I think what most people want to see is if you say you're going to do it, then now let's see if this helps you do it.
Now, after they
which is-
picked him-
which is run the football.
After
Yeah.
they picked him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
At 61, or I should say at 59, Klein went to the Texans, and at 61,
right.
Claire went to the Rams. Max Claire from Ohio State. So yeah, you could say that's a run. Even you can even throw Sam Roush in there. Went to the Bears at 69.
Right. They started
But you
the run.
started the run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You started the
You
run.
got
It wasn't
going.
a run. You started it.
Yeah, and is that the guy that you wanted to start the run with, the blocking tight end? I don't know. I'm
Well, we don't know what they're going to do formationally. All right, they don't have a whole other.
Well, I think
whole
we
other
do.
game plan. Yeah, well, we do. There's going to be a lot of too tight, a lot of heavy. Well, if you're going to do all that, you might as well just get you a guard.
Well, they're gonna be in 13 personnel quite a bit, and it's gonna limit the amount of opportunities that these wide receivers are going to have. Think about that. Because Sean McVay, this is basically taking a page. This is East LA. Okay. It's taking a page out of what McVay wants to do. They are a play action football team. They want to run the football. And you guys know, I've been preaching this for a while. If you can run the football, you can do nearly every damn thing in your playbook because play action comes off of it. So I'm all about it. Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know that. I just wanted to see something else other than this particular decision.
you know, other teams do self-scout. At some particular point where you got to block a tight end, and all he does is block, and he's not in play action.
Become very obvious.
Very predictable. At some point, Nate is going to have to run, get in a route and make a play.
Nate's going to make a couple catches. Here's the one thing. When you say that they're going to start doing a lot of 12 personnel, I start thinking, okay, who are the two receivers on the field at that point?
Exactly. That's a fair question because you could go, how valuable is Parker Washington in that setting? How valuable is Jacoby Myers? And guess what? How less valuable is Travis Hunter at the wide receiver
How less valuable is
position?
Brian Thomas Jr.?
Yeah. BTJ may see less opportunities if Parker obviously starts to
If
pop
that's
and
if
flat.
that's their concept of we need to run the ball more, we need to be more 12 personnel.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. What two receivers are on the field at that point?
It's honestly, it's a very legitimate question. All right, Marcus from the West Side. Sirs, what do you think about the two undrafted tackles that we picked up? Now, we're probably going to have the rest of the week to look at this, but you've at least scanned it a little bit. They're just trying to sample who they think could come in and compete.
Well, listen, I don't want to be disrespectful and call them camp bodies, but essentially that's all they are until they get in camp. All right, they're given an opportunity to showcase their talents, and they're going to have OTAs.
Right.
Well, they're going to come in rookie camp first, right?
Yeah,
It's going to be rookie camp, OTAs, mini camp, and training camp. Because you're undrafted free agents, you got to establish yourself quickly. You got to capture the coach's eye in some capacity. I don't know, in drills and one-on-one situations, how fast can you pick up the offense?
Right.
You know, when you're undrafted, you're not going to get no reps. So when you get in one individual drills, one-on-one drills, you got to be impactful to where the coaches give you a rep or two here, or you get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah. So we will see how they go along. Jaguar fans chiming in, 641-1010, hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You are right, Leon, about not stopping Josh Allen, but what if that tight end was on the field for the 4th and 2? Will we have got it and potentially won the game? It says, love you guys and the show. I get it. We can
All right. Or what if you had a better guard in there and you could run right behind him on 4th and 1.5?
We can if and but it all day long. I used to call them the Jacksonville Ifs. I ain't calling them the Jacksonville Ifs anymore because they are a hell of a lot more productive than they ever have been on both sides of the ball with the takeaways, with their ability to score. I'll keep pointing out this team scored 24 points in that ball game.
Yeah.
They scored enough to win an NFL playoff game. Just look at the way the scores basically play out in the postseason. They needed to make a stop.
Yeah.
And look, I'm all about the direction that this team is going in and keeping it rolling in the right direction. But yeah.
Well, here's my deal.
Stop.
Here's my deal. I mean, this team was the best team in the AFC, in my opinion. They didn't go to a Super Bowl. So now you got to say to yourself, how are we arming ourselves against the teams that we potentially are going to have to face in the AFC? And did we get better? And did we get better comparably to the Ravens, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Patriots? That's what I'm looking at.
So this is honestly the way I look at this is they see that Bills game. They don't see the edge as a problem. Okay, they don't see the corner as a problem, or maybe they do, but it's secondary. The problem for them is the blocking tight end. Because if you have that blocking tight end, just like we said earlier, you convert those 3rd and 4th and shorts.
Yeah.
And then your offense stays in the field. You don't have to worry about your defense.
If you got the run game, you got a hell of a lot going in the right direction. All right, you guys keep it coming. 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Live from the Golf Club of Southampton is the Coastal Equipment Guggen Open.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford.
Launch the downloads.
Join the 1010XL Podcast Network.
And initiate sequence.
Now you can find all your favorite 1010XL podcasts in your platform of choice.
Beat the spring cleaning rush and call Zero Res. Hicken here. This is the perfect time to clean those air ducts as you deal with allergy season, furnace and AC efficiency, post-winter, and more. Your air ducts are like the lungs of your home. If they're dirty, your indoor air suffers. Just check out the more than 8,000 Google reviews with a 4.9 rating. This month, take 20% off your whole home air duct cleaning. Pay less for more fresh. Call 287-5727 or go online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and ask for the 1010XL special.
And that concludes the Joe C. Jack of All Trades show. Tune in next week where I'll be installing my own French drain.
Joe, wake up, man.
Hey, John, I must have dozed off.
We finished those projects you started.
Whoa, my seamless gutters are actually seamless.
And they're connected into underground PVC drain lines.
And my sprinklers. Wow, look at that coverage.
Next time, just call me first, Joe.
I will, but I ain't singing that song.
Clearwater irrigation
and drainage too.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
I just got another NBA offer from Hard Rock Bet.
A Hard Rock Bet promo at the Hard Rock Bet Party? That is so meta.
That's not meta. That's Meta World Peace. Meta. Tell them about Hard Rock Bet.
Hard Rock Bet has it all. Live odds for every NBA game, every player prop, same game parlays, you name it. It's the only place I play these days.
Okay, now that is meta.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
The Jacksonville Waves tip-off opening night, May 15th at 7 p.m. in the brand-new Upshot League at 5-Star Veterans Memorial Arena. Experience the excitement of women's professional basketball and be a part of history. Get your tickets now at wavesupshot.com.
Hacker here. How many of you remember hearing about 40 by the 4th last year? Thought about making the call to Awaken 180 and then didn't? Then Independence Day rolled around, you hadn't lost a pound, kicking yourself for not pulling the trigger when you heard the ad. I've been there on plenty of other stuff in life, so no judgment. But here's the difference this year. Awaken 180 just launched Reclaim, a 10-week plan with a real start, a real finish line, and one clear goal. 40 pounds by the 4th. Not eventually, 10 weeks mapped out, and then free support for life. You all know my results with Awaken 180. You can have the same. Celebrate Independence Day 40 pounds lighter, cold beer, and a burger in hand, thanking yourself that you made the call to Awaken 180. And you won't be the only one. Hayes has a buddy jumping on board, and our sales guy Greg just told me he is making this his year. Call 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
All right, sports fans, Hicken here, and let's talk skin. Beaches Dermatology reminding you all to wear your sunscreen. Summer's almost here, gang, and that means more time outside. You're grabbing the clubs for your tea time. You're heading out to the boat. Just headed to the beach. Definitely bring the sunscreen. Hey, Mother's Day is coming up, so get your lady a gift card for some skin care. We know women love their skin. Beaches Dermatology, give them a call. I've been seeing them for years, and my skin thanks me for it. Call today online at beachesdermatology.com.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campion, Campion Law.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Pressure again off the edge. Wigman has Koziel. He's got room to run. Touchdown. And Houston a PAT from tying this game. It's a 50-yard strike to the big tight end.
This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
One of the great old tunes. JJ spinning right now, and a little spin, you might say, as far as this particular draft is concerned with your Jacksonville Jaguars. How good did your hometown team do? That was a play, Connor Wigman to his big tight end, Tanner Koziel, from Houston as they made their way into the end zone. And look, Houston could score some points this past year, and Brugler, with his breakdown from The Athletic, after the first tight end was taken with pick 56, they came back in the 4th round, day 3 pick, and at least Brugler labels this one as a day 3 pick who could surprise. The Jaguars attacked the tight end position in different ways during the draft. Borkshire will be a physical presence, especially in the run game, but Koziel will be a pass-catching talent that can give Trevor Lawrence a weapon.
Okay, so I like the. I mean, at the end of the day, we all scream and yell that you got to give Trevor all the pieces around him.
Hell yeah.
To allow him to reach his ceiling, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So in that avenue, you have to say, all right, once again, you got to trust these guys.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Right.
Now, if you take a step back and you look at it, you're like, I don't get it. I see the guy, I watch him play, I don't get it. If he was that type of guy where he was a weapon, he would have been used at Texas A&M. And I get it. You got Casey Concepcion. You've got other guys they're throwing to. If he's a weapon and he's that dangerous and he's like a Gronk type guy, you throw him the ball.
Right. And I was on A&M. I was one of the Fighting Elkos. Matt would point out constantly, Leon, that they didn't play the upper echelon, enough of the upper echelon of the SEC, and they kind of got exposed towards the end. But Marcel Reed had him a season, and they could run the ball fairly well. And like we just said, 2 really, really good receivers with Concepcion leading the way. Can they get that type of success going with the way this tight end is going to do his work as an inline blocker and then occasionally releasing?
Well, I mean, they've made it clear with their first pick that he's going to be in there for establishing the ground game. And I guess this Tanner, how you say his last name?
Yeah, Koziel.
I'm going to play the clip one more time so we know.
Yeah.
Pressure again off the edge. Wigman has It's Koziel. He's got
Koziel.
Koziel. Tanner Koziel.
He's the Coz. The Coz.
He's the Coz. He's the
He
Coz.
is the Coz.
He is the Coz. So he's going to be more of your, let me read it to you.
Okay, this
while
is
we're here.
Leon's analysis.
Yeah. It says
Leon
NFL
Kiper
star.
Jr.
Yeah, you go. Long and angular, pass catching tight end, soft hands with impressive overall ball skills, lacks the technique and toughness to be a necessary run blocker.
Okay.
He's a short area catch tight end with slick around moves for the deep ball.
Okay. All right. So if you have one of those types of tight ends that can beat either a linebacker or a safety, however it works, you're trying to expose weaknesses in the defense. That's what Liam Cohen and company are trying to do. Grant, you didn't say
I would like to have heard Demon.
No demon there.
No demon there.
No
it's
demon
on the
there.
defensive side. They didn't draft enough of those. They drafted a linebacker very late.
But you could be a pass-catching demon.
Yeah. Well, his weakness is he needs more muscle mass. Far too easy to reroute him and lacks sudden burst.
Wait, go back to that first one there.
It says needs more muscle mass.
But isn't that the exact reason why you drafted him?
Well, not
this
one.
To be big.
This is
this is the cause.
Yeah.
This is the cause.
Okay.
Come on, Matt. Got a Coz.
The Coz, yeah.
Come on, man.
All right, real
It's
quick.
all Coz these days.
Let's get to one more from Jimmy Gladstone's, just as far as the theme for this year's draft class and the direction that they took off in.
Yeah, I think it was exactly that. It was higher volume of draft capital and ensuring that we could prioritize guys that match and align with what I've spoke a lot about, which are the intangible elements, the elements that don't necessarily always lie on the surface but are beneath the hood. And I think it's very clear internally that we were able to do just that, and really excited about what lies in front.
Well,
I have a feeling Matt enjoyed that
Speaks in riddles.
Now we're back to the intangibles.
It's in the hood. What hood is he talking about?
Under the hood that you can't see. So you just watch football and you don't know what you're watching.
Right.
Yeah.
In other words, you're stupid.
Yeah.
You're smart.
Yeah. We buy the car without looking under the hood.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what we've been told here for I don't know how many general managers.
Well,
you're stupid. We're smart.
I think the reason why they may focus in on the intangibles is because the tangibles are not very obvious right now. They are not at all. Like I said, I will keep preaching the Jimmy Gladstone's Bible because they have put a better product on the field. And I will preach the Liam Cohen Bible because he has coached this team up a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, well, they've earned it.
Yeah, than what we have seen from the last handful. And like I said, there was enough negative stuff in Dave Caldwell drafts that drove you crazy. There was enough negative stuff in Trent Baalke drafts that drove you crazy. You can go back to Gene Smith, you can go back to Shaq and all. And so now you're waiting to see if this guy can load up consecutive classes and deliver stuff that you didn't expect.
But
now you're not expecting a whole heck of a lot.
I mean, to be fair, he picked a guard in the third round.
Yeah.
When they picked a guard in the third round last year.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that tell you?
Well, they're still trying to fortify that front. They really are. They went out and spent money on Pat McCary.
Let's hope it doesn't mean they missed on the guard in the third round last year.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Well, wait a minute. Third round.
Or they could be putting some heat on Milam.
Yeah. Fourth,
Was it fourth or third?
Yeah,
That was third.
Milam was the third, I believe.
Okay, all right. Well, then, we'll find out. We'll find out. But the beautiful thing about it is if you do it right, the draft is designed to just keep carrying you down the road. Leon is living proof of that up in Pittsburgh. You draft, if they get too good and too pricey, you're not going to keep them. If they are really special, you'll do your best to keep them, but you better have somebody waiting in the wings.
Yeah, I mean, I could certainly see that.
And I'm saying that for the Ezra and the
Yes,
McCary.
I'm saying I could certainly see Ezra and McCary both gone for 2027. There's no doubt about that. Yeah.
And we still don't exactly know where Wyatt Milam fits in because there's still going to be a discussion at that left tackle spot. They picked up the option on Anton Harrison. They're expecting to have him for a long-term contract coming out of either this at some point during the season or shortly after. They're going to give him a big contract if he keeps playing well. And so they're just
right. Also, we have no idea what the injury is to Van Lanen. No idea.
No.
And how long it's going to take for him to return. So you could start the first month of the season with a different left tackle, and if they're not comfortable with Walker Little, and you've got the option of Wyatt Milam. Now, look, if they could give us a little info, we could know some of the machinations that are going on. But there's no info.
Right.
There's nothing,
and there's no reason to. Like, it's so funny. It just cracks me up. Watch the product.
Well, is there info now? I mean, is there reason now? There's no more draft now. Can you explain what's going on now?
Well, they did with some of that intangibly rich stuff they just mentioned.
Oh, yeah, that really explains
it. It's under the hood, man.
Intangibly rich.
We head into the 1 o'clock hour.
I mean, do the fans not deserve it? Seriously, do they not deserve to know exactly what's going on and how these pieces fit?
Look, let's see here. There are 21 sound bites from James Gladstone.
All right, let's find it.
And I don't know.
Let's find what's going on with left tackle, man.
You should probably.
It is kind of important.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Yeah, on the third.
He ain't giving up any information he doesn't have to give up on injuries. I don't know how many times a journalist has to hear that before he can finally file that away.
All right, but do you as a fan, Leon, want to know what's going on with the left tackle?
I do.
Of course you do. Who doesn't?
Does anyone listening to this station want to know what's going on with the left tackle?
I will sleep better.
Yeah.
If you care about Trevor, you should.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, just dream about Borkshire. It's XL Primetime.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford Mobile Service. Game-ready service right to your driveway.
What is this?
1010XL. It's on.
1010XL.
It's always on.
Who are you? Jacksonville Sports Radio.
It's what we do.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Get to know Jacksonville's future stars.
I believe in drafting the best player available.
Listen for draft profiles to get to know the newest members of your home team. Enhanced by Premier Outdoor Inc. Roll through the offseason with AA Automotive and 1010XL.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost are the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 14th.
Did you know that an annual coating inspection can extend the life of your building by years? Catching early signs like hairline cracks, fading, and moisture intrusion helps prevent costly repairs down the road and keeps your property looking its best. Our team at Performance Painting helps you stay ahead of maintenance with professional inspections and long-lasting coating solutions. Protect your building, protect your budget. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a free inspection. Performance Painting, repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting!
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
What if the next roof you put on your home was the last one? Not another replacement in 15 or 20 years, the last roof. Metlock Roofing is Florida's only manufacturer and installer of this exclusive roofing system. Engineered for strength, built for Florida weather, backed by a lifetime warranty. Imagine never needing another roof. Call 938-9933 or visit metlokroofing.com. Get your last roof today with Metlock. License number CCC 1335581.
Baseball is back. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball at the newly renovated ViStar Ballpark is your home for affordable family fun. Tickets start at just $5. Fireworks after every Friday home game and kids around the bases after Sunday games. Log on to jackshrimp.com for tickets and details. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
Flowers and cards are great for Mother's Day. But why not make this Mother's Day extra special with something timeless from Beard's Diamonds? The team at Beards has put together an amazing collection of affordable and distinctive gifts, up to 40% off. Beautiful bracelets with diamonds and colored gemstones, stunning pendants, and gorgeous earrings featuring both natural and lab-grown diamonds. Think about it. It's the gift she'll be able to enjoy for years, even decades. Always a reminder of that special Mother's Day in 2026. Rings, bands, pearls, fashion pieces, all the latest from the world's top designers. Beards makes it easy to show the mother in your life how much she means to you and to the whole family. And with up to 40% savings, you'll be amazed at what you can do with your budget. Get the card and the flowers, but top it off with a spectacular piece of jewelry from Beards. Beards Diamonds, not another chain store owned by Wall Street. Your local jeweler. Family owned and operated for nearly 45 years. Beards Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Zero Res. The Jacksonville Jaguars have agreed to terms with 18 undrafted free agents the team has announced, including Tennessee quarterback Joey Aguilar. He turns 25 years old in June, threw over 3,500 yards at Tennessee in 2025. Also 24 touchdowns and 10 receptions in 13 games. 71 degrees at 103, time and 10, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's team time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mocama. Check out their great craft in the tap room at Fernandina Beach.
All right, we are having a good time. A Mocama Beer Company Monday, but a special Monday as we were hanging out at the Golf Club of Southampton for the Coastal Equipment Guggen Open. We got a bunch of people on the golf course right now, but the owner, proprietor, Derek DeStefano joins us now. That's all the vowels except you. I just threw it at Willie earlier. Now I get to throw it at Derek. Derek, how you doing, buddy?
Fantastic, as always.
Hey, listen, it's good to have you. It's good for you to host us today. We have had a good time. By all accounts, Jack O'Brien, our tournament director, said nothing but glowing things about D-Steph, the brothers, Willie and Derek.
Man.
He was nothing but complimentary.
I don't get that ever. I get all the bad stuff.
Yeah, normally they come to you and complain, but no, you got accolades galore, and it's nice to be able to put this event on with everything that you guys have been able to do, and it's fun.
It's absolutely wonderful to have everyone today, as always, and we look forward to what the future has for us here as well.
The last round of golf played at the course for a while, huh?
Today, yeah. And it's with you guys.
So explain that to everybody real quick.
Tell her, yeah.
All right, so a couple years ago, we started having some issues here at the club with our greens, and they're old. The club was started in 1999, so almost 30 years.
Yeah.
And the grass at the time that was used was experimental, and not many courses. I think there was 10 in the world that actually got this grass.
Wow.
And so when you lose control and have tried and exhausted every resource possible, it's time. It's time.
You got to dig up that other stuff and start.
Right. I enjoy going to the grocery store around here and having it be peaceful and and no questions.
Yeah. So you're going to change this strand of Bermuda to another one.
Yes, we are going to go to Tiff Eagle, and we're going to reset the life of the greens basically. I don't want to bore everyone with all the agronomic stuff, but yes.
But you got a good crew that has a splendid reputation that's coming in to do it, the McCurrick Golf Company. And then how many months are we looking at?
We're looking at about 5 months. So the construction will be about 45 to 60 days, obviously depending on weather. And then it's just dependent on the grow-in after that.
Right.
And so typically that's about 90 days. And, fingers crossed that once they get done with the construction and we get the sprigs in the ground and start growing grass, we don't have some major event, as far as weather and those types of things. Just be nice to us.
All the greens, and then maybe some things around greens complexes that people will notice.
Yes. Yes. The McCurricks are doing a little bit more than just the greens for us. The bunker faces are all coming down. New sand in the bunkers, those types of things, just a complete rejuvenation. And then we have our own list of projects to do this summer.
Teeing areas, all that.
Oh, yeah. And that includes me tomorrow hopping in a backhoe first thing and getting on it with everybody. So
I love it. Now, can I just steal a golf cart before the sun goes down tonight?
Absolutely. Just make sure. I've heard these rumors of fireworks and blowing things up and everything, and it has been dry lately.
Yeah, it has.
Okay? We don't need another forest fire.
Oh my gosh! I tell you what. Listen, I'm rooting for Putnam County and everybody else
Right.
that has struggled, and really all of our counties. We need some rain. I think we got like 4 minutes of rain yesterday. Something like that.
It wasn't measurable here.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Well, Derek, listen, we appreciate it as always. We can't wait to get the 9 after 5 cranking again. The Toys for Tots with our XL Primetime Christmas. But just thanks for hosting us here with the Coastal Equipment Guggen Open.
Absolutely. You guys are great partners, and it's just an honor to be here with all of you again.
All right, dude. Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
brother.
All right.
The fried pickles were a big hit again.
Fantastic. They did look very good.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to keep it going as far as the draft is concerned. We've been talking a bunch about really all the different angles, and we're going to stay on it. You're going to hear a little bit more from Liam Cohen and from James Gladstone just as far as how things have gone. And now you got to make sure that this football team, once we get eyes on these actual players in the month of early May with that mandatory minicamp.
Yeah, next week, right?
Yeah.
Next Monday.
And so all that stuff that you can at least try and identify as where this football team is going to go to get better, we'll get a little bit of an idea. But, all right, here's a couple of them that people are wondering about. Just as far as the defensive overhaul, they didn't necessarily attack the linebacker position the way people might have been hoping for. That's going to be one big question. What do you think about what they think about their linebacking core?
I think they like Ventrell Miller.
Yeah,
that's what I think. And I think they like what they've done as far as the draft behind him. So I mean, I think it's him. It's his job.
Well, I think they're also.
If you remember last camp, they were neck and neck.
Right.
Neck and neck.
Yes. Yeah. And the guy that won the job had a pretty good year.
Oh, yeah, great year. All-pro year.
And is it because of people getting put in the right position and being coached properly?
A little bit of both. I mean, it's getting the coaching staff to put you in the best position possible to where you can excel, but then it's up to the player to utilize his talents in the utmost capacity. And I think that's the best thing about this organization is that they get the best out of their players and they move on for other ones. So, and that's just a 1-year dip now. That's just a 1-year dip. And, so we have to see if it's going to continue for next year.
Yeah, I mean, they may like Kaiser and Coombs. They may like both of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
And look,
Two second-year guys.
I feel like, and I think Kaiser is more suited in the middle. That's what they're
I
thinking
agree with
about.
you. I agree with you.
He may be the future for Foye Oluokun. Oluokun is a pricey contract, has had a terrific time in Jacksonville. He came in as the leading tackler in the National Football League. He really hasn't dropped off that much at all. He still led the league or was top 2 for back-to-back years. They moved him around. He has less tackles, but it doesn't mean he's less productive because Foye was a pretty damn good defensive player this past season that helped the other guys like Devin Lloyd have the season that they had. But if he does become a little more expensive and you look at a Jack Kaiser and you look at a Ventrell and you say, hey, Dennis Gardeck, we just gave you another contract to come back, right? And you got Branson Combs. I don't know whether Combs can develop or not. I have no idea. But I like what I saw from Gardeck. What you just said might be true about Ventrell being ready to step into that role. And we'll see where, we'll see where it goes with Kaiser too.
Yeah, I mean, I'll also say this is the guy that really intrigues me in this draft is Parker Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was a just wildly impressive linebacker.
Right.
Not at an elite level, obviously, in college football, but you're talking about a guy who at Middle 10 played really well, an all-conference type guy, a ton of tackles. He's big. He's 230 pounds, and he ran sub 4.4.
All right, so JJ, grab the soundbite from Jimmy Gladstone's on what they saw in Parker Hughes, because what Matt's saying, at the very least, should whet the appetite of Jaguar fans.
Yeah, so to go to the first portion of that question, just like with any the prospects, it typically comes from the area scout. And so A-Rob did a great job bringing his name to the table early in the down and had a ton of heat, which ultimately funneled upward for our cross-check to then our undrafted college free agency committee, and then ultimately through that layered portion of interest up to coordinator level, myself and Liam. So that's kind of the transition of ultimately his viewing and interest level. But as it relates to the second portion of that question, certainly think you can find quality players at a ton of different intervals, and we certainly had success towards the latter half and latter portion of drafts, and also undrafted college free agency in Los Angeles, specifically at the linebacker position. But nonetheless, I think that instincts are certainly going to be something that reigns supreme in that space, knowing that a lot happens fast, and in the specific interest of Parker, that stands out in a real way. Oh man, there's a ton to point to. Obviously, the fact that he's somebody who can run very fast, find the football, track it down, and get ball carriers on the ground is going to be really helpful to our cause. And, I got to give our coaching staff, our scouting staff, who in collaboration monitor the undrafted college free agent landscape and prioritize guys at each position. There was a lot of heat from not only position coaches, but also our special teams coaches and our scouting staff coming into the process that made sure that he was never an afterthought. And somebody that over the course of this past month, Liam, myself, and Camp were able to really become intimate in understanding what he would offer and be able to, towards the end of the draft, feel good about submitting his name.
Yeah, I mean, that cat's he's making this team. He's going to have to do a lot to not make the team. You don't run like he runs. At that position, you can be a special teams guy, obviously.
Yeah.
But you don't run like he runs and have that kind of size, and you have a need at linebacker and not have this guy have a distinct plan for this guy.
6'1", 225.
Yeah, I mean he's going to earn his reps at linebacker playing special teams. First of all, I would think. Yeah. I mean he's undrafted, right?
Well, he's right there at the bottom.
Right there at the bottom. I mean,
former walk-on,
yeah,
chip on his shoulder. I love those guys. Love them.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna
not so much with you.
No. I'm saying no. I'm a root for him because I like rooting for the lower tier guys, the back end guys who actually make the roster.
Right.
I'm just thinking that he's going to make his noise as a special teamer, and then as he makes his noise as a special teamer, he'll start getting more linebacker reps.
Agree.
Yeah.
He was picked 240, and if we go back to last year, 2 undrafted from the Russian obviously made the team. 2 7th-rounders made the team. Quint Allen, a special teams demon, like we like to say, came out of the seventh round. Jonah Monheim came out of the 7th round. And so those types of guys, at the very least, when asked to do stuff, did a little work for them. And so I do agree with what you're saying, and I like what Matt's saying about Parker Hughes, that just because he's on the butt end of the roster butt end of the draft doesn't mean he's going to be cut, lost, outclassed, or whatever.
No, he's not. He's also not one of those guys that goes to the combine and runs a crazy time, and you think, all right, I'll take a flyer on him. He's a guy that was productive in college.
Right.
Like really productive. And I think when you're that kind of guy where you've shown you can play the game of football, then you hope he's a guy that loves to play.
Yeah.
A guy that's just absolutely comes there with a chip on his shoulder and that 4.39 speed.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a nice combination to have.
And it's funny because he is built like Ventrell. And so we're going to see the 6'1" speed merchant, covers a lot of ground, instinctive, hit the hell out of you when he gets to you, that type of guy.
But he's also going to have to learn on his own because when you got a guy with that kind of speed and that kind of mobility and productivity, ain't no veteran helping him. Just being real. Ain't no veteran helping him,
Okay, hang on. We are getting into Leon's locker room with that coming up in just 1 second, so stick around for that. We are hanging out at the Golf Club of Southampton with the Coastal Equipment Guggen open on a beautiful Monday here on the First Coast.
XL Primetime, driven by Duval Ford.
Our reward is that justice has been done.
Wherever there is injustice, you will find us.
Wherever liberty is threatened, you will find
1010XL. Jacksonville Sports Radio.
After an accident, the last thing you should worry about is how you are going to afford a lawyer. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, there are no upfront fees because we don't get paid unless you do. You heard that right. We don't get paid unless you do. Our team fights insurance companies every day to pursue the compensation our clients deserve. It's that simple. Get started at CampioneLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville and St. Augustine.
Count on Campione Law.
My name is Savannah, and I was looking for a way to track my fitness results in a tangible way. I chose DexaFit Jacksonville because I wanted real, measurable results. After one quick DEXA scan, I knew my exact body fat, muscle mass, visceral fat, and even bone density. No guessing, just data. It gave me a clear baseline so I can now set my goals and track my progress with a lot of confidence. If you want real insight into your body, I highly recommend DexaFit Jacksonville. Book your scan today at jacksonville.dexafit.com.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA, who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime, Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Picken here. See clearly with the Eye Associates and trusted optometrists Zachary Boskool and Alice LaFlamme. From comprehensive eye exams, dry eye care, glaucoma management, diabetic eye care, and more, Dr. Boskool and Dr. LaFlamme are dedicated to protecting your vision. Immediate availability at all 5 Jacksonville locations. Schedule today with Dr. Boskool and Dr. LaFlamme by calling the Eye Associates, formerly Bowden Eye Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet Betchkel, MD at 296-0098.
Ackerman Urology has 4 locations for advanced urological care to improve men's health and vitality. Don't suffer the season with prostate, bladder, or kidney issues. Schedule a checkup with AckermanUrology.com.
I am so totally excited about Mother's Day because I know my men will send me a bunch of Kuhn Flowers floral arrangements. I get so many floral arrangements from Kuhn Flowers, it totally makes my friends all jealous and crazy. Order for Mom today at KuhnFlowers.com.
Hi, folks. Frank Frangie for the farm at Okefenokee. My wife and I and a bunch of friends just got back from the farm, and we had an incredible experience. We toured the regenerative farm, as well as the beautiful handcrafted cabins, and were treated to a fantastic farm-to-table dinner created by Congreve and Penn. Man, was it good. Well, you can learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com. And even hear my interview with farm co-founder Doug Davis to learn even more about this amazing property. That's okefarm.com.
It's time to take your season to the next level when the Jaguars return to the bank in 2026. Become a season ticket member and unlock exclusive access to ticketed events, members-only experiences, NFL membership club perks, and more. Availability is limited due to in-bowl renovations, so don't wait. Call 904-633-2000 or visit jaguars.com/season tickets to secure your spot at the center of the action. We'll see you at the bank this fall.
Hi, Frank Frangie here, inviting you to join my wife and me June 22nd of 2027 as we experience the food, wine, and culture of iconic Italy with Colette. Our journey takes us to historic cities and enchanting medieval towns. We'll enjoy a wonderful 7-night stay in the Montecatini Term A famous resort and spa town nestled in the heart of the rolling hills of Tuscany. Visit the cultural treasures of Florence, Pisa, and lovely Lucca. Along the way, we'll discover the food, wine, and old world charm, and even have a special chef-led cooking class. This and so much more. Colette handles the details, flights, hotels, meals, and the local experiences. Your only job is to have the time of your life. Don't miss joining my wife and me in Italy. Now, to learn more, visit 1010XL.com or call Colette at 800-581-8942.
Come away with me.
That's 1010XL.com or call Colette at 800-581-8942.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC.
All right, let's get off the draft for just 1 minute. Huge news in the college football world. So this guy was potentially the #1 portal quarterback this offseason. Brendan Sorsby, he ended up going to Texas Tech from Cincinnati. He is checking himself into a treatment program for a gambling addiction. That is from Pete Thamel of ESPN.
And this is not Pete Nokos, okay? This is straight from the Peter Thamel.
No, well, the school announced it, and then what Thamel did is Thamel kind of extended the story by saying his decision was not only to treat for gambling addiction, came in the wake of the discovery of Sorsby making, quote, thousands of online bets on a variety of sports via a gambling app. That sounds familiar, Joe. Which jeopardizes his eligibility with Texas Tech.
Wow, that's the bigger story.
He will say this. According to sources, Sorsby bet on Indiana football while redshirting for the Hoosiers as a true freshman. The season which he played in a single game was reserved. bets were on Indiana to win, and none came in which he appeared. Sorsby gambling has not drawn the attention of law enforcement, according to sources, nor has it been linked to anyone attempting to influence the outcome of a game. Sorsby's gambling, sources say, was a steady flurry of small bets over a period of time. Also, sounds very familiar, Joe.
Thousands of dollars.
There's no timetable for Sorsby's treatment. His situation being treated as a mental health issue, and Sorsby will be afforded all the time he needs.
I'll just tell you, I had to get
the parlay king.
I had to get off of the Sorsby train. He was trying to get me to bite on too many, just like parlays.
Oh, he was the number one player in the portal this year, not just the quarterback. Number one player.
But all right, is he under NCAA investigation? And even though they're considering it small,
I think they're investigating. They're investigating him gambling.
Yes,
but I think they're trying to just check every box and make sure he's not gambling to affect the game.
Okay, and then is eligibility on the line?
Sure, if he gambled at Cincinnati to affect the game, sure it is.
Yeah. All right. So, but the treatment program is also.
But it's so far they haven't seen that. So you got to give.
Well, the best part of addiction is to admit that you're an addict.
Mm-hmm.
He's an addict.
Right.
He's admitted himself, so good for him.
Or maybe he got caught. And they were
Also,
like, hey, you have to go to rehab.
I'm trying to be optimistic here, Jay.
Hey, listen. If you looked at my betting, the only thing I can tell you, Hard Rock Bet loves me. Okay, that's all I can tell you. And so I'm no Sorsby, but hopefully he's getting the treatment that he needs, and everything will be good. But it's what is kind of crazy about this is you just didn't hear this type of story very often before the NIL.
No, I know that. He's not the only one. I can guarantee you that.
And we've heard numerous stories that have come out on this front that have, and the way the gambling world works, there are so many things out there that will help tip off if someone is making
it's all online
to influence
the paper trail.
Sports gambling is not taboo anymore.
Yeah, it's legal, and there's a paper trail now.
Exactly.
You better believe it.
That part.
And they got software to follow any number of things, that's for sure. All right, so we have that. But let's step back into Leon's locker room on the subject of whether or not a guy that's coming in like Parker Hughes trying to make a roster is going to get that veteran putting his arm around him and showing him the way.
Now, the Lemon Pepper Locker Room with Leon Searcy. Served up by Wingstop.
All right. Wingstop is now open till 1 a.m., delivers till 1 a.m. You can go there at the store at 1 a.m., get you some hot and crispy wings. The draft is over, but we can find something else to celebrate, always.
Oh, you better believe it.
NBA is happening.
Yes.
We got the Kentucky Derby this weekend.
Kentucky
we got
Derby's
the NBA
this weekend.
Playoffs. Yeah.
There you go, that part right there.
You're still going strong, man. Don't kid yourself.
And you got to get you some house ranch.
Double.
Of course.
Double
it. Yes.
So here's the thing. Now, here's the big fella never had to worry about this because I didn't care who you drafted because you weren't going to take my position.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Not because I was a first round pick, because I was going to outwork you.
Mm-hmm.
But there was always vets who were in the second tier of their career trying to hang on to another check, or a rookie or a second year guy that was trying to make a roster when they draft another offensive lineman. I mean, the panic bells went off in the locker room when you drafted an offensive lineman because they're essentially drafting somebody to replace you at the second tier. Maybe not the first tier, but the second tier. So the veteran's not going to help you. He's not going to help you. He's not going to mentor you. It's not his job. It's your job to be a professional. He's the professional. It's your job to be the second year guys damn sure ain't going to help you because you're coming in to take his position.
Right.
All right? So listen, I've known veterans and second year guys to not tell guys what time meetings are.
I don't doubt it.
Get out of here.
Bro, for real.
I do not doubt it.
Not telling them what time meetings are.
Do they tell them false times too?
False times too, bro.
That's
bro,
a
it's
little bit of a
vicious,
surprise
bro.
myself.
It's vicious. I'm telling you. They would do whatever they deem necessary to
keep that
job,
Hey,
man.
guess
And that's
what?
just real. That's the real world.
It's called Survivor, is it not?
It is Survivor.
I would never do that to you, Joe.
It's called cutthroat.
It is.
And it's the way of the world, okay? You're not going to give someone all the ammo to take your position.
True. But it is kind of cutthroat when you're telling the guy
cutthroat.
the wrong time for meetings and they showing up and stuff like that. Wrong team meetings and offensive line meetings because guys will essentially come in there late and then that's a strike against you.
Right.
You come in a team meeting or offensive line meeting room late because a veteran or a second-year guy told him the wrong time. I would never do that.
Yeah, but
I would always tell the guy, the cats, new drafted cats, check with me.
Yeah.
Because I don't have an alternative. I'm going to be here.
That's hardcore.
No ulterior motives.
Yeah,
That's hardcore. You give people wrong
bro,
time.
I'm telling you, bro, it's cutthroat.
Yeah. And then it would be that classic line I just text y'all. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm
telling you,
my
bro.
bad. I gave you the wrong time.
Exactly.
All right. So here's another thought from our Jaguar fans. Look, you don't have to pan it. You don't have to love it. You don't have to. Whatever you say is fine. That's what we love about this fan base and all of Duval, because you're passionate about your football team. All right. Off the bus, Jaguars added a ton of beef. You have the incredible Hulk coming off the bus with the offensive guard. This is the first time the Jaguars have drafted 2 tight ends, 2 6'7" tight ends, followed by a defensive tackle, 3 defensive ends, a wide receiver that's cut up like a running back. So there's a lot of love from one of our listeners that's coming in with Omar, basically saying that he likes what they've done. Now, we're going to find out what the sum total of all that is. What is the Jaguars front office doing on a daily basis to make sure this football team gets better? All they can do is put together a class. And then what do the coaches do, Leon? They get them, and they're going to say, hey, this is my clay, and now what am I going to do to make this football team better? And this is a great litmus test for us to all find out now that we know what they're capable of.
Yeah, you truly won't know how successful this class is until maybe 3 years down the road. Just look at Parker Washington, look at your Brandon Strange. All right, essentially, when we saw that draft, when they came in together, we were like, what the hell are they doing? Tight end, wide receiver. Now, a lot of the cats in that draft are gone, but those 2 guys are clear superstars on this team.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see who survives survival in this draft, because not everybody's going to make it.
And that was
the
year.
You want to have some impactful guys who do make it to make a difference for this team.
And that was the year they came off a postseason run, and everybody was feeling great. I thought Doug Peterson was the next great football coach for this franchise. I believed it, and his words still ring in my ear when he says, "Don't let it just be 1 year." Well, it obviously was just 1 year, but I thought at the time, were arming him with more offensive weapons in a Brenton Strange, a Tank Bigsby, a Parker Washington a little bit later on. And you're thinking, man, this, like you just described, it wasn't looking that way because Brenton Strange had 4 catches in his first year in a Jaguars uniform. We didn't really know what Parker was. He kind of battled injury. Tank had fumble problems. Well, obviously Tank was dealt out of here, but the other 2, like you just described, have had great impact. Was it better coaching?
Yeah.
That had a hell of a lot to do with it, too.
Yeah. Just got to wait and see.
Yeah.
Be patient.
We'll see where it goes, but that's the essence of what the whole thing is. You want to have fun watching this football team in season based on what they do in the offseason.
One more thing that veterans used to do, hide playbooks. Used to hide their playbooks, bro.
Yeah.
And if you didn't come in there with your playbook, bro, you got fined.
And so
I'm
you
just
better
telling
make
you, bro,
sure
they're ruthless, man. Now, this is ruthless in the 90s. I don't know what they do now. I'm sure they're not as cutthroat.
All right. So we'll get more from you guys. 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You like it, you love it, you hate it, you're panning it, whatever it might be. The draft class is in. The undrafteds are out there. I'm a Joey Smokes fan. I know that one of the son-in-laws who rises and falls in the power rankings, young Jordan, who is a Rocky Top man, okay? And I like to tell him that he's rock bottom most of the time. But now that Joey Smokes is part of this franchise, the great Joey Aguilar.
Might be my favorite, like, pick/addition of this class.
Well, see, that's the college coming out in you a little bit, maybe.
No, I think they needed a quarterback. That's number 1.
All right.
Number 2, he's got a big arm.
Yeah, he does.
Number 3, he's a tough guy.
Okay.
And number 4, I think he's going to push a little bit
on Nicky Mullins.
Yeah, I think he's going to push a little.
I if that happens, Joey Smokes will be a popular figure. That's for sure. All right, we'll keep it rolling on the draft. It is XL Primetime, hanging out at the Golf Club of Southampton for our annual Coastal Equipment Guggen Open, manned or piloted,
orchestrated.
Piloted by the high-flying Jack O'Brien.
Right.
You see how I did that?
Right.
Piloted. It's XL Primetime.
XL Primetime.
Driven by Duval Ford. Connect with 1010XL.
On the line, with your friends. Now everyone's exchanging ideas.
Find 1010XL on your social channels.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we know not every injury happens on game day. Sometimes it's rolling your ankle, weekend yard work, or just playing catch with your kids. That's why we built a team of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons, experts in everything from knees and shoulders to spine and sports injuries in hand. Whether you're chasing championships or chasing your dog, we've got you. Learn more at osjax.com. That's osjax.com.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Homeowners, ready to open your home to spring and shut out high energy bills? It's the 1 month only sale with Renewal by Anderson. Right now, buy one, get one 40% off windows and doors. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. But this offer expires April 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
You may not be able to control the air you breathe on the outside, but you certainly can on the inside of your home. Just call Florida Home AC and ask about the Remy Halo. It's the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
1010XL Draft Profiles are built by Premier Outdoor Inc., a visionary of hardscapes and aquatics.
Jacksonville made 10 selections in this year's draft. Their first choice came in round 2 at number 56, tight end Nate Forkature of Texas A&M. At age 24, he's the oldest player picked to wear teal. Their second selection was also an Aggie, defensive tackle Albert Regis, taken in round 3. In all, Duval got 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, and 2 defensive ends.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron, totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes with an opportunity again this year, just in case you haven't taken advantage of it in the past. Take the opportunity to drop 40 pounds by the 4th with a Waco 180. It sounds a little different when you put a real goal to it, doesn't it? To make it easier, a Waco 180 has lost Reclaim by a Waco 180. Reclaim is a simple 10-week plan designed to help you reach your weight and health goals, a beginning and an end and a real finish line. It just makes more sense. I dropped my 40 within 10 weeks, and like I always tell you, it was easy. Reclaim by Awaken 180 arrives at the perfect time for you to reach your 40 by the 4th and then keep it off with free support for life. Any medication, diet, or workout plan will say you'll see the results. But how many will say in 10 weeks you'll be a new version of yourself, thanking the old you for making that call to Awaken 180? 40 by the 4th isn't just a slogan. It's an opportunity to succeed with Reclaim by Awaken 180. Only at awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, my golden moment is I'm still going to say a run block and tight end in the first pick. Doesn't ring my bell. Okay, I went on Twitter and things like I usually don't get emotional on Twitter, but when I saw it, man, I just
You deal in facts on Twitter.
I try. I try,
yeah.
and I try not to let my emotions get involved. But I was super excited about the second day of the draft, and I was looking forward to getting that edge linebacker D tackle that we so mightily needed. And I told y'all,
I was so fired up.
And I told y'all, if I didn't get one of those 3, I was going to implode, and I did.
Sometimes you just got to get emotional on Twitter, man.
You got to get emotional.
Just got to let it loose.
I let it loose, man. I let it loose. So, listen, but now the draft is over. If they love it, I like it. I'm going to root for these guys until they prove me wrong. And that's my golden moment.
That's kind of how you have to do it, right? I mean, I'm with you. I was hoping for an interior defensive lineman. It just didn't work out. And then you get the interior defensive lineman that's 6'1.5" and 293 pounds, and
it gives you a little pause.
You start to, all right, well, they've earned the capital. Let's see what happens. But at the same time, you're thinking, at the very least, on the surface, it doesn't look good. You got 4 picks in the top 100. Not one of them is projected to be a starter unless something funky happens.
Yeah, I buy in. I'll make this my moment because I buy into the idea of what you're saying, that the first 3 rounds need to be impactful players. There's no doubt. They don't all need to be starters, but they certainly need to be impactful. And when you're looking at this, you're looking at 2 tight ends. One did not come in the first 3 rounds, but he may be the guy, when it's all said and done, seen as the most impactful because he can be down the field catching the football. But the other part of it is the inline blocker going to basically unhinge the running game that kind of went south on this football team the second half of the season. If he does do that, well, then hell yeah, we'll give him credit. All I think anybody wants to see, scoreboard, dubs, playoffs. That's it, honestly.
True.
Win football games, contend, be a perennial playoff performer, get yourself in position where you're constantly looking forward to what is this team going to cook up next, because they've got great coaching, they've got great players, or a developing great roster. We don't know if they're there yet. We have no clue if they're there yet. And out of the handful of the last drafts that we've questioned at one point or another with Trent Baalke, came a Parker Washington and a Brenton Strange. So you never know. Came an Antonio Johnson. That's another guy that has stepped up. Came a Buster Brown that we didn't know a whole hell of a lot about, because this coaching staff has definitely done more with those guys. So we're just going to see how it unfolds.
Yeah, I mean, those 2 edges better play, man. Those 2 edges better play at a high level. Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker. I don't know how else you look at it.
Imagine if one of them misses like 6 games.
My injury, like the Trayvon.
My God, then you're,
last year.
You've got issues then. You've got issues then. Whether they admit it or not, you've got issues.
Yeah, there's no getting away from the very simple fact that one of the main Achilles, one of the main weaknesses on this football team was the inability to get to the quarterback and knock him down. There's no escaping that. The stats say so. Your eyes tell you the exact same thing.
Yeah, and
so if they don't answer that bell, well then
we all love Green and Strigo's motor. Yeah. No doubt about it. Those are fun guys, man. They're not 40 play guys, right?
Well, no, not right now. And the other half of that is that the guys you just mentioned, Trayvon and Josh Hines-Allen, have to be 50-play guys or 45-play guys. To
JJ's point, if one of those guys gets hurt for even 2 or 3 games,
right, you're in trouble.
You got a problem.
Yeah. Well, even worse than that, what if those 2 guys went in there and told them, you don't need edge, we got it this year?
They better deliver.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
that would be crazy if they let that affect their draft. Like, hey, Josh Allen just walked in here and said they're good, coach. I think we can pass on this edge.
No, I'm not saying that they would have passed. I'm just saying that they're giving the Jaguars a point of confidence that, we've been lackluster. We're going to get it done.
I mean, it's a $250 million investment they got there in those 2 edges.
Well, 165 in guaranteed money, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, those are your guys, man. You are tethered to those 2.
Yeah, you are.
Just as much as you are tethered to Trevor Lawrence.
Well, here's the other one that we were wondering about, at least I was, coming into this draft. And we don't really truly know the answer, but Albert Regis does not scream to me that Eric Armstead is going to be a post-June 1 cut at all.
No.
And so that means that money that's been factored in to keep an Eric Armstead, I think he's something in the neighborhood of like $19 million against the cap. The salary is right around 17, if I have it right. I'm pulling it up right now. Eric Armstead, base salary $14 million, 2.5, spread out on the signing bonus. So yeah, he's in that neighborhood.
Could you imagine that, Joe, going from 6'7" to 6'1"?
No.
Bro, you can't get rid of him now.
You can't get rid of him now.
No, and so they're staying with him, and you hope that you get one more good year out of him, and then you do find out what an Albert Regis is. Is he this knifing cat quick? He's less than 300 pounds.
He is, bro.
And so he
double teams galore. If I'm a tackle and I'm looking at that at the 3, I'm saying time to eat to the guard. I'm just being honest. If you don't want my honesty, I don't know what you want for.
Right.
That little man get himself in between the three technique, me and the guard. We're going to eat him alive.
I'm just going to have fun. I'm just going to have fun right here just because I got to do something to try.
The fact that Leon just called a guy that's 293 pounds, that little guy.
6'1", 290, that's...
Yeah.
I know. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, the
man.
fact that you just called him little man should be like a giant red flag.
But I just got to do this just so I can just make myself feel a little bit better, okay? If you take a look at Aaron Donald, the NFL Combine and draft profile, okay? I'm just doing it.
Please don't.
I'm just doing it just for the hell of it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay? He was 6'3", 285 pounds. And you want to hear something even funnier than that?
Super productive at Pittsburgh.
You want to hear something even funnier than that? Take a look at his prospect grade, 5.90. You know what that is? Average backup or special teamer. So if we're going to listen to all the draftniks tell us what we think we should know, you might want to go back and look at the breakdown of Aaron Donald.
You know what Aaron Donald
Okay, Joe, let's take one of the best defensive linemen in the history of the game.
I'm not doing that, Matt. You know I hate doing that. I will never do that. I'm just talking about from a positional
No,
point
I'm
of
saying
view.
if you did someone else other than Aaron Donald who was close to his size.
Well, I was looking for a guy inside that can be that knifer, that strong guy. So I said, what the hell?
11 sacks his senior season. 11 sacks his sophomore season.
He always, he's also was wildly successful in college.
He was a first-round pick. He's 285 pounds. Is the only reason I bring it up.
Four forced fumbles his senior season at Pittsburgh. Guy was a freak.
I'm not even trying to compare them talent-wise. I was just looking at the poundage and the position.
Well, Sapp was only 290.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and what did he grow into?
A little bit over 300, maybe.
Okay.
He grew into an angry man.
He grew into a really, really, really good player.
So those types of guys exist. And by the way, I'm not trying to put this guy into the Donald company.
But he's still a little man when you as far as tackles and go. I'm telling you what we would have called him. If he had lined up at the three technique with me and the guard, either in college or pro, we say, let's eat this little man up.
Okay.
Get in my belly!
And so you're going to find out if he's intangibly rich and if this guy can be that type of guy. Because drafted inside the top 100, they're going to be asking him to do special things. And it's, measurables-wise, like we just said, he does not look like Eric Armstead. Eric Armstead is also not the prototypical three technique, but you'd like to have somewhere in the middle of the 6'1" and the 6'7".
I mean, not only that, if Eric Armstead is what he has been the last couple of years, he's going to get hurt at some point. He's going to miss games.
Yeah,
which means this is your man.
He bridged off a little bit performance-wise down the stretch.
Or row.
Yeah, and we have no idea what Rook is up to. But they did draft him to also be looked at inside. Oh, row your boat. We'll find out. It's XL Primetime talking about the NFL draft. You Jacksonville Jaguars, what kind of grade you give them. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010.
XL Primetime, driven by Big Number 1 Duval Ford, the number one place to buy your next vehicle. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios, polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Frank Ranger here with Coach Delaney from Coil Fencing. You've been building winning teams at Fletcher for years. How does that correlate with installing fences here in Northeast Florida?
Well, Frank, at Coil Fencing, we like to take the coach approach. Implement a game plan and execute it on the field. That's been our winning recipe for 99 years.
And you tackle more than fences, right?
Absolutely. We also service and install automatic gates, perfect for multifamily communities, your business, or residents.
The best defense is a good offense. Visit CoilJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
In the game of vehicle performance and reliability, Atlantic Infinity is always the top pick. This is Hayes Carlion. Did you know that every certified pre-owned Infinity is inspected, factory-backed, with a limited warranty, and gets the same championship-level service as a brand-new Infinity? Every mile will feel like first class. Check out their full certified inventory now at AtlanticInfinity.com or visit Atlantic Infinity off Atlantic near St. John's Bluff.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La Playa awaits.
At the First Coast YMCA, there's no place like this place.
with programs and experiences that will bring your whole family together. Summer will be here before we know it, and Y Summer Day Camp registration is now open. Visit your local Y to secure your child's spot early for a season full of memories and adventure. Don't delay. Day camps will fill up. There's no place like this place, so visit your local Y to sign up or online at fcymca.org. Search Summer Day Camp.
This is Victor Patel, CEO of North Florida Medical Center. Have you been in an auto accident? Are you feeling pain or stiffness? Our board-certified team has over 15 years' experience helping patients recover through chiropractic care, physical therapy, pain management, primary care, and neurology. Even minor injuries can cause long-term problems if left untreated. Schedule your free consultation today at nfmcjax.com. North Florida Medical Center, bringing the care back to healthcare.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call now for your free evaluation and see if multi-unit hair grafting or PRP can restore your hair. Call 904-777-IHRS.
My bald spots are gone. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS is the only clinic in the Southeast to offer all proven solutions to restore your hair and is now offering multi-unit hair grafting. One procedure, more hair.
You've got nothing to lose but more hair. I feel younger, I look younger, and who doesn't want to feel better about themselves?
This year, grow your hair back. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-4477.
Beat the spring cleaning rush and call Zero Res. Hey, Hicken here. Step into a fresher, cleaner home this spring with Zero Res. You might think because you mop off and your floors are clean, but they're actually collecting dirt not obvious to the eye. After a while, the hardwood or tile or LVP looks dull. This is where Zero Res can help. This month, 20% off all hard floor cleaning. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $135. Call 287-5727 or go online at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Make sure to ask for the 1010XL special.
Zero Res. Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
I view myself as a Swiss Army knife. Honestly, coming from multiple positions in high school to the defense we played in, very cap sound, but whatever you ask of me, I'm always willing to get it done and just be the best that I can be for the team.
Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
Albert Regis, the guy that says, I can do whatever you need me to do in that interior part of the defensive line. Swiss Army knife, and a self-described one, which is fine. I'm jack of all trades, master of none. I'm self-described. But he does check in, at least according to some, as far as the weight goes, 317 and not 295. So we'll see where
317.
I'm trying to.
That's some LBs, man.
I'm looking at every scouting service
Those
right
some
now.
Scooby snacks there, bro.
Yeah.
What's his combine weight? What was the combine weight?
Listen, I'm looking. I've gone through so many different variables, and Leon's got the.
I got the notes.
Yeah, the Leon Intelligence.
His combine weight was 295.
Okay, fine, whatever you say.
317. Where did you get that from, Joe?
I think it might have come off of CBS Sports.
Where'd that come off? TexAgs.com or something?
Hey,
that was post-Thanksgiving meal.
Yeah.
It came off of CBS Sports HQ. I'm just looking everywhere.
6'1" and 3 ace and 295.
I got 317 over here.
Can I read what the scout said real quick? You gotta go to the left.
Yeah.
Okay. NFL scout says he's a leverage monster.
Okay.
Like a tree stump in the middle of your defense.
Love that.
He's a balanced technician who plays tough and strong.
Love that.
I'm a happy hour with that analyst right
He's
there.
a demon stump.
Yeah.
He's a tree stump.
He's also a tap dancer, literally. He tap danced throughout his life, and he says it helps him with his football game.
Nice. He ain't afraid. He ain't afraid to admit it. That's for sure. So we will see what this young man adds up to be in your Jacksonville Jaguars teal.
I like him already. Stump.
Well, if you're
That's a
guy,
good nickname.
Yeah, a leverage monster.
Well, he could be the next pot roast. He
Could be.
I saw pot roast 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Did you?
A little bit more roast going on.
Now, was it your original pot roast, which was a
Yes,
Marlos Leroy?
he's my guy.
Yeah, a former Georgia Bulldog who also about 6'1", right?
Yeah, about 6'1".
He was nailed to the ground.
Yeah.
And then Terrence Knighton also got the nickname of Pop.
Leon said a little bit more roast going on.
So funny. Oh, all right. Let's say hello to Lauren and Helmets and Eels.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Lauren, Helmets and Heels getting ready to roll. And
what's worse, a little more roast going on or a little more pot going on? I'm not sure which is the worst indictment.
Well,
depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah. And I think if he started with the pot, he got to a little more roast, is what I think happened.
For some people, I suppose.
So, thoughts on the draft?
Yeah, I thought they nailed it. I'm kidding. No, I think we all were scratching our heads a little bit with the tight end being selected that early with Nate Burkhardt, but at the end of the day, they sent a message to us and they answered a lot of the questions that we've been discussing for a while now. And that is they do believe in Bashal Tutin and Chris Rodriguez and LaQuint Allen. They do believe in Ventrell Miller and whomever else is going to compete. And they do believe that this is a roster that they were a few blocking tight ends away and, mixing some wide receivers too. And so I feel like Liam Cohen kind of put his stamp on it. Maybe Anthony Campanile wasn't invited to the group text because there weren't nearly as many defensive players as we thought.
Yeah, because the only one that I caught just a little bit, like it kind of struck me was when Liam goes, I knew we would like to get him at some point. Just didn't know it would be here. And I'm paraphrasing the way he said it. But we're going to find out. Run the ball. I maintain if you can run the ball, you can do almost anything in the game of football off of it. And so that's basically what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and look, we know that he said the run game was the stink, right? Like you said, Ryan O'Halloran did a great job following up the question when he said the stink. The run game? Like they told us that. But I think a lot of people took that as, well, they're going to draft a running back. And instead they went offensive line, they went blocking tight ends.
Yeah, so those guys up front. All right, what's coming up?
Yeah, we're going to break down the draft and continue the fun here at the 19th annual Coastal Equipment Guggen Open.
Gosh, 19. That is something.
I know.
That is awesome. All right, thank you.
Thank you,
be
gentlemen.
listening. We had a good time here today, that's for sure. And it will roll all the way through the Frangie show. And then, of course, you got Into the Night with Rick Ballou, Hacker After Dark. So it'll all happen right here on the Superstation with you guys and the ability to break down the draft. Big Search, the grade you give right now with your analysis?
I think I gave him a C.
Okay, Matt?
C minus.
Okay, what is the eternal off-season optimist?
B plus probably.
I'm B minus. Okay,
right.
I just couldn't go with the C. I'm going B minus. Thanks to Emmanuel Pregnant. That was the only saving grace, and maybe the fourth string tight end in the future. Aaron Donald and Albert Regis. All right, we are done. We say thanks to the Golf Club of Southampton for hosting the Coastal Equipment Guggen Open. Best of luck to them on their renovations. We'll be telling you all about it as we go along. But you have got Helmets and Heels coming up next. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Sirs, and back to JJville we go.
XL Primetime from the big #1 Duval Ford Studios.
Leon Searcy here, your lemon pepper guy. You know Wingstop always delivers, and I'm just not talking about the cook-to-order, hand sauce, and tossed chicken sandwich in your choice of 12 mouth-watering flavors. I'm not talking about their homemade ranch so good that wouldn't blame you if you double-dipped. I'm talking about Wingstop delivers straight to your door. And did you know they open until 1 a.m.? So visit wingstop.com or use the app to get the flavors delivered right to your door, late night, only at Wingstop.
Duval all day. Search 1010XL Jaguar.